I want to have a real conversation with you today about reselling in general on eBay and the expectations that a lot of us have, maybe you have, about how much money you're going to make. And I just want to have a real conversation because I think sometimes there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of YouTubers don't talk about it, and that's what we're going to do on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy. And as I mentioned in the intro, I want to talk to you guys about the elephant in the room, the subject that a lot of YouTubers won't touch. Some do, but most don't. And it's the realities and the financial aspect of selling on eBay. Now, I can tell you from my perspective, I'm a full-time eBay reseller. There's a lot of you out there who do it part-time to supplement your income. And maybe you're thinking about making the switch over to full-time. But before you do, it's very important to consider a number of things. And first of all, let's just get to the bottom line, and that is most eBay resellers are not killing it. That's just a fact. Unless you're just one of the very small, and there's some that are, but if you're the small percentage of eBay resellers that are killing it, it has a lot to do with the fact that you have very stable, consistent sourcing, and you're probably sourcing replenishables where you don't have to spend a lot of time creating multiple listings. And if you have that situation and it's an endless supply of goods, maybe you're talking about a dozen or so listings that you continually get that are in high demand, ride the wave, but for the rest of us out there, the other 98% of us out there who are doing this and just trying to make things work, I think this video is going to hit home with a lot of you. There's a lot of YouTubers that will, make it seem like they're killing it, but they have a lot of other revenue streams out there, and it's not really, eBay is probably a small percentage of that. But they come to you with a lot of eBay information, and you as the viewer think that they're knocking it out the park. I can tell you from what I did in 2021, in my main account, I had $112,000 in sales. I ran the report before doing this video. And now a lot of you might be impressed with that, but there's nothing to be impressed with at all because that's in sales. That's total sales. So a lot of these videos will tell you, hey, I made this and that, but that's sales. Okay, that doesn't take into account, your shipping, your eBay fees, your cost of goods, your supplies, other expenses that you incur throughout the year to run your business the way you need to. And I think that's lost on a lot of people. And if I'm running a 50% margin, that means that I'm making about $55,000, $56,000, and that's before taxes. So you still have to pay taxes on that, and it's not a whole lot. Now that's on my main account. I do some Amazon sales, not a whole lot. I do some Mercari sales, not a whole lot. I have done some Poshmark sales early in the year, but not a whole lot. And we have the other account that we utilize on eBay as well. I do have some AdSense revenue coming in from the fact that you're watching this video right now. But even that, it's not a whole lot of money. I just don't get a lot of views like a lot of the bigger channels do. I can tell you a lot of the big channels you watch are making at least $10,000, $20,000 a month on videos. That's a lot of the bigger channels. We're nowhere near that, trust me. And that's not the goal of this channel. The goal of this channel has always been to get the word out to as many people as possible and to share my knowledge of eBay with you guys. And you know what? It's also being honest with you. I think that's what separates this channel from a lot of other channels, is the fact that I'm honest with what I'm dealing with, and I'm honest about the financial aspect of it. I had a viewer who sent me a message on one of the videos this evening, wanting me to maybe make a video on the financial aspect of it, figuring out how much money to put aside for cost of goods or replenishing your goods, and how much you would pay yourself. But that's all individual. The bottom line is, in this business, you got to take care of your bills. Your bills are different than mine, and that's just the fact. So someone with low bills is going to be able to find more money to put into their business with the cost of goods, and others are going to find that it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So that's why I haven't really put out or wanted to touch a video like that, because it's all unique. Everyone's unique and their situation is unique, and you have to figure that part out for yourself. And that's a really a tough part of it. It's another example of how flipping ain't easy, because financials is why we do it. Some of you may love to sell on eBay. I enjoy it. I can't say I necessarily love it, but I do enjoy reselling on eBay, and I do enjoy sharing my experiences with you guys, which is why consistently I'm making these videos and sharing my stories with you. So as I mentioned, I made $112,000 in my main store last year, and that equates to $306 per day in sales. 365 days a week, $300 and $306 a day in sales. My goal is to get it to 500. I figure if I can get it to 500, then that'll be about $180,000 in sales, 50% margin, 90,000, and I'm good with that. But that's a goal, and that's something I'm trying to work towards. We need to set realistic goals when we're doing this. Otherwise, it's part of having a plan. Otherwise, if you don't have a plan for success, you probably will need to plan to fail. So if you're winging it, don't have a real plan, that's going to be a real problem for you. And we want to look at this business with some perspective. So if I made $112,000 in sales, right? Let's just say that $60,000 in profit. That's before taxes, but when you go to work on a 9 to 5, they're paying you per hour. That's before taxes. So if I'm making about $60,000 in profit with this store and my other stores and my other side stores and all that, you're looking at $28.84 an hour. Now, there's a lot of jobs out there. There's a lot of jobs, but they're not good jobs. And I'm willing to bet there's not a lot of jobs paying over $25 an hour in most places. And that's a problem. So, if I can make $306 in sales, just sourcing liquidation, you guys have been watching the videos that I put out there. You see the kind of stuff that I list consistently on eBay. You can do that. And if that's enough money for you, $28.84 an hour, that's based on a 40-hour work week, 52 weeks out of the year, 2,080 work hours if you're working a 40-hour work week, 52 weeks out of the year. That's all it is. And it doesn't seem so bad, does it? There's a lot of places that are already offering their fast food employees $16 an hour, but that's $16 an hour. You guys might already be doing $16 an hour. If you're doing $160 a day in sales, then you're probably hitting just above $15, $16 an hour. And you're not flipping burgers. You're not flipping fries. You're not dealing with hostile customers, asking people if they want fries with that. And that's not trying to be funny at all. That's the reality. These are the type of jobs that are currently available to someone who needs a job. But those $25, $30 an hour jobs are very difficult to come by. And if you can get it, it's something to consider, because the downside of reselling is this. Your benefits really aren't there. The job that I had for 26 years, I had a great dental, great health care package. And while we had to pay into that, it was like about $200 per month that covered Jenna and myself. We virtually had no copay. We can get any kind of medical issue or dental issue dealt with. and it didn't really cost us anything other than the 200 something dollars we paid per month. As far as healthcare is concerned, from my perspective, I don't have healthcare insurance. Bottom line, that's just being truthful with you guys. The problem is this, you know, to get healthcare insurance out here through Nevada Healthcare or whatever it is, it's like $850 a month. So I could pay $850 a month, and then have a $40 or $50 copay every time I need to use my insurance, and the insurance won't even kick in until I'm out of pocket about $5,000. And even then, once they decide that they're going to help you with your medical bills, they're going to only pay 70%. You still have to come up with 30%. So to me, it's like I have to pay over $10,000 in a year just for the premium, and then not even counting the copays. If I have another $7,000 to $10,000 in medical expenses, I'm on the hook for most of that. That doesn't make sense for me. So what I do is we do that telehealth thing. You go online and you set up an appointment with a doctor. I think it's like $50 for a consultation with a doctor. We do have a local doctor here that my wife Jenna, she will go see and spend $150 a visit. I had a medical emergency or a dental emergency last week. I broke a molar in half, and of course I had to go in and get that thing, half of it removed, and I have a crown going on. I have a temporary crown right now. That's $1,600 out of my pocket. But, I mean, I had to get it done, kind of a quality of life kind of thing. So that's the kind of struggles that you deal with when you don't have benefits. So do me a favor, comment down below. I'm curious to know how you guys handle the whole medical aspect of selling full time. It doesn't matter where you sell, you're still going to have the same kind of situation. Do you go through the state? Do you go through, was it Obamacare or whatever it was, to get your healthcare benefits? Or are you a lot like me and you're just pretty much doing what you got to do and saving that premium? I mean, I'm not looking to spend $850 a month. I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of stuff that I can do with $850 a month, just in case I need to use medical insurance. It all boils down to, it's more like catastrophic insurance. Like if you have to, spend days in a hospital, and hopefully none of you guys have to go through that. Hopefully I don't have to go through that. But to me, that's really the only benefit in my mind, to spend that $850 a month, and then the first $5,000 out of pocket. Maybe you guys have it better than that. Maybe you guys have better plans that you have access to, but that's the best I could come up with, which is why I didn't enroll. So just something I'm curious about, and I thought I'd bring up in this video. But it's definitely a downside, because if you have an employer and you're working 40 hours a week, that employer is required to give you some kind of medical insurance, or at least offer you a package. And usually it's better than what a lot of these state-sponsored packages are that they make available to all of us. And so finally, I want to tell you about the number one benefit. I think it outweighs everything else that we talked about. And what makes it worth it for me is the freedom. Bottom line, the freedom. I don't have to answer to a nasty boss. I don't have to work my way up the corporate ladder and have someone stab me in the back, a fellow employee, come to work, they had a bad day, they treat me like garbage. I don't have to drive to work. I don't have to commute to work. I basically set my own schedule. I don't have to beg for days off. It's called freedom. And freedom gives you that peace of mind that working for someone just doesn't give you. You may have the best job in the world, but you're always going to be relied upon from someone else. And it's important one day for you to be into work, or maybe cover someone's shift, where maybe today you really wanted to be off or needed the day off and you can't. And that's very frustrating when you're working for someone else. But when you're working for yourself, you're accountable to your own self. Now, that's not to say, and I think a lot of people fall into this pitfall, that I have the freedom and therefore I'm going to do all these things and I'm not going to spend the time and be consistent with the business. And that's where a lot of people fall into this trap. If you can be consistent and treat your store on eBay, or whether it's eBay, Amazon, it doesn't matter. If you treat that as a business, because it is, then you will succeed. And for me, it's a different mindset because you're working for yourself and only you can let yourself down. Okay? If you are working that 9 to 5 and you don't go into work that day, they're going to find someone else to cover your shift. Someone else will pick up that slack. That business will still be there. But if you decide, you're going to take 2 or 3 days off and not put in the work, well, guess what? There's no one filling in for you, and your business is going to suffer, and it's going to hit you right in the pocketbook. And after all, that's why we do this, is to make the money. And it's not for everyone. Not everyone out there, you guys may or may not have the drive to make this thing work, but that's what it requires. And it can be an awesome thing. I wish I would have done this a lot sooner, many more years ago. Circumstances put me in this situation, and I'm enjoying it. Didn't think I'd ever say that, but I am. But it's not for everyone. But this video is meant to give you guys the truth, at least from my perspective and from what I've seen from other people who sell in this business. And it is not a glamorous business. You see a lot of YouTubers out there, they put a good face forward, but I got to tell you, it's not the reality. The reality is, flipping ain't easy. It's not for everyone. And if you can make it work, it's probably one of the best things that you're ever going to do. And for your sanity's sake, that is. What do you think about the video? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this subject. While you're at it, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. It helps out the channel. It lets other people see that we're talking about a lot of good stuff here on this channel. While you're at it, if you do watch these videos, please subscribe. It certainly does help as well. We're almost at 10K, and I need you guys to help me get there. I'm thinking we'll get there in about another week to two weeks. And I'm going to have a special live stream that we will maybe give away some eBay stuff. It certainly will, just a matter of when, not if. And for that reason, you want to hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we do go live, and when we do hit that milestone, you'll be able to be informed and be involved if you want to be a part of it. So guys, finances, it's why we do what we do, and it's just another example of how flipping ain't easy. So with that said, I want you guys to get out there, get to work, have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you guys very soon.